Star Citizen. There's a lot to say about you. It's a complicated relationship full of tears, anger, and love. Before I get emotional, let's start from the very beginning. Star Citizen started off as a Kickstarter project back in 2013. The founder is a man by the name of Chris Roberts, a game developer veteran who is known for the Wing Commander series as well as freelancer. He moved on to produce movies, but decided to chase after his unfulfilled desire and make his video game dream come true.
Hi, I'm Chris Roberts. Ever since I saw Star Wars as a wide-eyed 8-year-old, I dreamt of being a hotshot pilot saving the galaxy or a lovable rogue making my way across the cosmos. It inspired me to make Wing Commander and has influenced everything I've done since then. 10 years ago, after 20 years of making games, I was burned out, so I took a break, but I never stopped playing games nor loving them. And now, I'm ready to come back, and I'd like to show you something I've been working on.
The plan was to create two games, Squadron 42, a mostly linear single-player campaign where you play as a military pilot, as well as Star Citizen, an MMORPG where you put in a big universe that is open for any creative approach you feel like, both taking place in the same universe. The funding was a massive success. In fact, it surpassed all set goals. To incentivize further funding, new goals kept being added, rewarding every $1 million up to the $65 million mark. Income was mostly generated through selling spaceship concepts, which is a method they still practice. It's one of the main sources of controversy, and understandably so when looking at these price tags. Yet this never stopped backers. As of this review, 7 years after the initial Kickstarter, the funding has reached $280 million. CIG itself has expanded to 4 different studios, surpassing the 500 employee mark. But what of the game? How has the progress been, and where is it now? First things first, as mentioned before, 2 games have been kickstarted. Squadron 42, the single-player campaign, is as of now still in development, so there is nothing I can mention about it in this review besides that it's been delayed several times. Star Citizen, however, has been released in alpha state several years ago and been patched continuously by the developers. It started off as a Hangar module, where you were able to look at the models of the ships you purchased. Then it expanded to what they call Arena Commander, a game mode which allows you to fly those ships while combating either AI or other players. Several years later, the Persistent Universe module released, giving players finally the ability to see what's to come in Star Citizen. You were able to do several combat-related missions, delivery quests, and grief other players. It wasn't a fun experience, as the stability of the module allowed about 10 to 20 minutes of gameplay before you crashed to desktop. Luckily, the improvements didn't end there. They continued to fix the instability while adding new content, the next major patch adding the first moons into the game. What was especially interesting about the moons was the ability to seamlessly transition to their surfaces from space. You were able to land anywhere the eye can see. From there, the developers added mining mechanics, rest stops, their first planet, their second planet, the third planet, and a lot more. We arrived to today, May 2020. The patch is called 3.9.
.9 is going to broaden the visual spectrum of Star Citizen a lot.
First moons we have built with Planetech V4 from the ground up.
You get caught, you go to jail.
You can pay off your debt to society, or you can try to escape.
The Caterpillar mission is really cool.
It's the first Tavaran ship we've seen in game.
Hunger, thirst, and extreme temperatures, it all affects you now.
We are really excited to see how players respond.
As you can see, it's both beautiful and terrible. Star Citizen is currently in alpha state, which means that content is aggressively being added and the polish is only being done to a point to make the game playable. And that's exactly how the game feels. A terrible yet enjoyable early access experience. Why terrible yet enjoyable? Well, imagine wanting to give a person a hug, just to get punched in the gut. Yet instead of just taking the hint and going away, you try again, because at one point the person will just give up and let you. Star Citizen is not the only game in that category, but I really don't want to go off rails here. In Star Citizen you play as yourself. When first trying to enter the universe, you get tasked to create a character. Not by bending facial features, but by combining them from various different scanned faces instead. It works well enough, and I would love to see it expanded upon with more faces, better hairstyles and beards. For the time being, I can understand why it's not that high priority.
You fucked up my face.
Once you're in, you're free to do anything. The game doesn't tell you where to go, what objectives to complete, the choice is yours. Tutorials are exclusively done through hints on the bottom side of the screen. So what is there to do? Well, either you can create your own objective. A few possibilities are mining, trading, exploration, or going to prison. Or you can pick a contract created by an NPC from a fairly varied list. In fact, there's so much to do in this game, if I were to cover it in a single video, it would end up being more than an hour long. Which is why I'm planning to make this a series instead. There'll be separate videos with very detailed takes on the various mechanics. For now, I'll give you a quick review of my overall experience, as I've literally tried every single thing that is available. And to describe my overall experience, I think it's best if I just use an example. After I woke up in a gorgeous yet ugly city called Lorville, I felt like doing a bounty hunting mission. They usually work like this. You pick your bounty, head to the location, execute bounty, and receive money. However, for me, it went quite a lot differently. I opened up my sci-fi smartphone, chose my bounty, and went to pick up my spaceship. Besides this NPC standing on chairs, everything went well so far. I spawned my ship and noticed that it had the wrong guns attached, which is why I decided it was for the best to swap them out before I asked Control to open up the hangar. Before I was able to do that, however, the game crashed. Yeah. I relaunched the game and attempted to rejoin my previous session. So far so good. I was back inside my ship and about to ask Control to open up the hangar. But the game crashed again. Just as before, I relaunched Star Citizen and attempted to rejoin my previous session. However, this time, it wouldn't let me. After 30 attempts or so, I gave up and decided to just join a new server instead. Loading took a while, but I got in. Kinda. You see, unless you log out from a ship bed, you're meant to spawn back at the last location you landed on. But in this case, it spawned me inside my own ship. Inside the seat. In the middle of the solar system. Yep, right next to the star. Okay, whatever. Let's just go back to doing bounties. My bounty is in Hurston Space, the planet I crashed twice from before. I need to quantum jump back to that location. I went to my star map, selected Hurston and set route. Set route. Okay, that doesn't work. I'll just manually jump then. Following the first manual jump, it started working again. Great. Okay, jump, 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 and finally reached my goal. At last, some action, but not really, because the space police showed up, and no, they weren't here to help me fight the criminal, but instead scam my cargo for illegal goods. Excellent timing, you bastards! Luckily, my target didn't notice my presence as a potential threat yet, which is why I was able to comply to the police's ridiculous order given the situation. They went away, and I was finally able to battle my objective. And guess what? It was actually fun. The AI did some interesting maneuvers, such as turning 180 while moving forward, still keeping the momentum. The beauty of fighting in a vacuum. Yet even with all of its skill, I won. My reward? I got tagged as a criminal. Homicide, apparently. The bounty mission I just completed was called Authorized Execution Warrant by official Hurston Security. I was literally helping the law get rid of the scum of the universe and was authorized to do so. But the game disagreed. Fine. I'll just fly away and then erase my... Oh. Whoops. Yeah, I rammed an asteroid and got myself killed. Dying in security-covered space while tagged as a criminal gets you a ticket to jail. So here I am, in jail. At least I'm safe from the bugs here. Oh, nope. Guess not. And this concludes the story. I have to admit that this is an extreme case, but not unusual. If you sign up for Star Citizen, you sign up to deal with these kinds of situations. So how does this story relate to the other mechanics within this game? To nutshell it, every gameplay loop in Star Citizen is fun when it works, but more often than not, it's broken in some way that will make it difficult for you to enjoy. Planning to go first-person shooting against the eye? Have fun fighting laggy, brain-dead enemies. Would you like to trade cargo? Server crash, cargo is gone. Want to deliver a box? The box is now somewhere inside the planet. Too bad. Why do I still like this game? Well, because it does a lot of things that I've never seen any other developer accomplish. And as mentioned before, when it works, it is fun. I want to see its success, I want to see its growth, and I strongly believe it can be achieved. What there is in Star Citizen right now isn't a fully fledged game or a demonstration of what the completed product will be, it's a foundation. Yes, it is buggy, but what is important about the foundation isn't how beautiful it looks, but how strong it is. This is exactly what Star Citizen is right now. There's some incredibly well developed technology here that can make any other game pale in comparison. The future can be built from here. I can hear you sneering, 7 years for a foundation? What a joke! I'm not going to waste my time on this. And to that I say, yeah, you're right. Don't. It's not worth it. Star Citizen isn't what I would call a game right now, and is not worth investing any kind of time into if you find yourself frustrated at slow progress, bugs, and missing content. Even then, you will likely find a better way to spend your money. Then who is Star Citizen for exactly? Well, I would say it's for the big dreamers, like me. People will want to see something innovative, something ambitious, something big. People were tired of the bland choices of AAA gaming and are seeking to cultivate the ambitions of indie developers. I don't know if Star Citizen will ever be finished, but I'm looking forward to seeing what will become of it, and I won't lose my sanity or patience waiting for its completion. Would you like to know my trick? It's very simple. Video games don't control my life. Star Citizen will grow even without me constantly paying attention, and video games won't suddenly vanish because Star Citizen's progress is slow. This is why I never find myself frustrated at delays of features or even the game itself. I want to see it break grounds, which won't happen with content being rushed. I gave the developer my money because I trust that they will use it well. This trust, it's still there.